This is the Mr. and Little Miss Discover You book, Worries, a book about feeling anxious. This is a story about being worried. Now, Mr. Worry worries about everything. He worries about things that may happen and things that may not. He worries about himself and he worries about his friends. Do you ever feel worried? Everybody worries sometimes, not just Mr. Worry. Little Miss Helpful worries when she tries to help and things go wrong, because they always do. But sometimes the most wonderful things happen by accident. Mr. Small worries that he may be ignored, because he is small. But have you ever heard that the best things come in small packages? And Little Miss Shy worries that she is missing out on all the fun. What do you worry about? It is normal to have worries. When Mr. Worry feels worried, it sometimes starts with a funny feeling in his tummy, a fluttering that spreads to his chest and makes his breathing fast. He finds he can't stop thinking about his worry. Poor Mr. Worry. One day Mr. Worry was feeling particularly worried. He was visiting Little Miss Sunshine, but rather than being excited, he was worried about the day ahead. He mumbled to himself over breakfast. What if I miss the bus? Or the bus breaks down? Or I get lost on the way to Little Miss Sunshine's house? Mr. Worry wasn't the only one worrying that morning. Little Miss Shy was invited to Little Miss Sunshine's house too, and she had different worries. What if I can't think of anything to talk about? Or if I say something wrong? Or if I blush like a beetroot when Little Miss Sunshine speaks to me? Little Miss Sunshine wanted to help her friends to worry less. She had been talking to Mr. Calm. She knew he would be just the person to help, and together they had made a plan. Mr. Worry and Little Miss Shy were travelling to Little Miss Sunshine's house together. I'm worried we'll be late, worried Mr. Worry. We have lots of time, replied Little Miss Shy reassuringly. But then her face fell. What shall I say when we arrive? It is good that Mr. Worry and Little Miss Shy were talking about their worries, as worries always feel smaller when you share them. Do you share your worries? But it wasn't just each other they had to share their worries with. Can you guess who they saw at the bus stop? That's right. It was Mr. Calm. Mr. Calm is quite possibly the calmest person in the world, and the perfect person to offer some wise words to our friends, to our worried friends. Do you know what I do when I'm feeling worried? He said. I take 3 slow, deep breaths. It helps to calm the butterflies in my tummy and to clear my thoughts. Did you know that even Mr. Calm worries? Everyone worries sometimes. Mr. Worry and Little Miss Shy practiced some deep breaths, and they both felt much calmer. It is natural to worry about things that haven't happened to Mr. Calm, but much better to enjoy now. It's a lovely day, so why don't you walk to Little Miss Sunshine's house? Mr. Worry and Little Miss Shy looked at each other hesitantly. What if they got lost on the way, or the paths were busy with lots of people? But you know what they did? Mr. Worry and Little Miss Shy took Mr. Calm's advice and walked together in the sunshine, taking in deep breaths of air and enjoying the nature around them. Mr. Worry was able to stop worrying about tripping over a branch or being bitten by bugs, with Little Miss Shy there to reassure him. When they arrived at Little Miss Sunshine's house, she was pleasantly surprised by how relaxed her friends were. Thank you so much for coming to lunch, said Little Miss Sunshine smiled warmly. I hope you had a good journey. We met Mr. Calm and he suggested we walk there, replied Little Miss Shy, without a blush in sight. I picked some flowers for you, said Mr. Worry proudly. Little Miss Sunshine was delighted that her idea would work, and Mr. Calm would ease their worries a little. She also had some wise words of her own. I find that writing down my worries and sharing them with others helps me to worry less. But what if you don't know how to fix a worry? Asked Mr. Worry. Well, you can't always solve your worries, said Little Miss Sunshine wisely, but they can bother you less if you take your mind off them by doing things that make you happy. With that, Little Miss Sunshine showed her friends a special sunshine box she'd put together, which always made her feel better when she was worried. It included included lots of her favourite things like pressed sunflowers, a giggling photo of little Miss Kiggles, and a thank you card from Mr. Happy. What would you put in a sunshine box to ease your worries? Well, Little Miss Shy had so many ideas that they talked all the way home, and they didn't worry once. Yeah. Brilliant book about dealing with worries, isn't it?